Now, if your husband say, go ahead, feed the kids, I'll get mine later, then that's one thing. But you supposed to feed your husband first. Absolutely. He's the king of the house. He's the Lord.
Okay, so the same when they say you're supposed to give your husband his food first, then your kids.
That's right. That's 100% right. Now, if your husband say, go ahead, feed the kids, I'll get mine later, then that's one thing. But you supposed to feed your husband first. Absolutely. He's the king of the house. He's the Lord. You are supposed to do it. And hopefully by your example, he will start to act like who he's supposed to be. We read that in 1 Peter 3. Right? You can win him over. So, but first of all, you got a boyfriend?
Yes.
Give me Hebrews 13:4. So according to the Bible, ain't no boyfriends and girlfriends. Right. According to the Bible, it's only marriage. God honors marriage. He don't honor boyfriend and girlfriend. So when you lay down with the Bible tells a man when he lay down with a woman, he's supposed to marry that woman. He's supposed to make him her wife, his wife.
So what's it called?
It's called fornication.
No. What's the kid you call? What's it called when you have a child outside of marriage?
The child is called a bastard.
All right, but it's another time for it. I know it is.
I don't know.
I know another. But do that mean God will not love my child because I had him outside of marriage?
You can repent. We can repent from anything. That's the beautiful part. Meaning it says, in these times when we were ignorant, God winked at it. It says, but now that you understand that you're an Israelite and that you're supposed to keep God's commandments, now it's commanded of you to repent. Right. Meaning to turn back to God, start to learn his laws, and start keeping his commandments.
Is it really a sin to be gay?
Yes. We're going to read it. Give me, what was the first thing you said? You said, give me Hebrews 13:4 and give me Romans 1.
Is this the book of Hebrews, chapter 13 and verse 4? Marriage is honorable.
So slow it down. It says marriage is honorable, right? In all. So God honors marriage. That's going man and a woman, not woman and woman, not man and man, man and a woman, going to get the papers and doing it legally, right? Go ahead.
Marriage is honorable in all, and the bed undefiled.
And so when a man and a woman have sex, their bed is clean, it's undefiled, right? Because they're married. Go ahead.
But whoremongers, a man that sleeps with woman after woman after woman, or a woman that sleeps with different men, it says, but whoremongers. And adulterers.
And adulterers, meaning men that sleep with married women, women that sleep with married men, that they're not married to.
God will judge.
God will what?
God will judge.
So we get judgment for that, right? So how might we get judged for sleeping with somebody that we're not married to? You know what I want? Deuteronomy 28:61. What's one way God might judge us? Young man, how old are you? 13 years old. You a virgin? You mind me asking? Good. Stay that way until you get married. So listen, I'm going to ask you this question. If you was to sleep with a young woman, right? What's one of the things that could happen if you had unprotected sex?
First you got a baby, or you get a disease.
There it is. You might have a baby out of wedlock, or you might get a disease. So remember, it says adulterers and whoremongers God will judge. Let's see one of the ways that he judge you.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 61.
Bring it out.
Also, every sickness and every plague.
Every sickness and every plague. A plague is a disease, right? So every sickness and every disease,
which is not written in the book of this law.
Which is not written in the Bible. Is AIDS written in the Bible? It's not. Is herpes in there? Is syphilis in there? Is chlamydia in there? Is gonorrhea? Is, what's the other one? The little bugs? Yeah, the one they call the blue waffle, crabs. None of that stuff is in the Bible. It says all those diseases that's not written in here. Go ahead.
Them will the Lord bring upon thee until thou be destroyed.
It said you'll catch all that type of stuff. Why? Because we breaking God's commandments. But if you marry one man and he not going outside the marriage and you not going outside the marriage, guess what? There is zero chance of you catching a disease. Yeah, that's wicked. He's not supposed to be doing that. That's also why the Bible tells you if you would get a friend, prove him first. So your first responsibility before you get a boyfriend, and ain't no boyfriends, when you're proving to get a husband, okay, or what they call the courting or dating phase, the first thing you want to prove is that he loved God, that he keeping the commandments. If he keeping the commandments, guess what? He not going to be fornicating. He not going to be sleeping around. He not going to be smoking weed. He not going to be watching porn. Okay? He not going to be...
So watching porn is also illegal?
Yes.
Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support